just had a very weird experience. I woke up because it was too hot here. 10 days, 12, 15 days, I don't even know how long anymore. It's just been so cold and wet. So wet. It's all raindrops. But I woke up because it was too hot. How strange. Well, the number of mosquitoes has eased up recently, but they've been replaced by houseflies. You see all those flies buzzing around? I mean, literally dozens around Jack. Look at Jack. Poor guy is surrounded by flies, and it's just unbelievable. So irritating. I think I prefer them slightly more than mosquitoes, but the noise they make is worse. I've tried keeping the flies off him so many times. I think the only solution is to finish packing up and leave. I have no clue what this is. These made me think they were like parking spots for campers, but you couldn't really get back here. That sign right there says it's forbidden to smoke or start a fire around here, so it's got to be something to do with oil, maybe? Okay, we're on some back roads back here. They have like these 1.5 lane roads in the backcountry when they are paved. We walked for kind of a while yesterday on unpaved gravel roads, but this is better. The route we're taking is the route that Google suggests for bicycles, which I could finally find was an alternate way through the backcountry rather than the big highway, which had guardrails on both sides and in the middle. Those guardrails are usually about 6 inches away from the white stripes. So there's just nowhere for a pedestrian to be, especially one with a cart and a dog. So this is gonna add maybe 10, 15 miles to get to Halmstad on the coast. But I think it's worth it. The biggest reason we're trying to get on the move right now is because these flies will not leave me alone or Jack. And Jack seems to be particularly have a hard time defending himself with his lack of hands and things like that. So I'm gonna not get run over by this car and we're gonna go. It's about 48 miles, so I doubt we'll get there even tomorrow night. I mean, can you see that? That is hundreds of flies. Maybe not, but definitely dozens. Oh my gosh, we have to move. We might not stop moving again all day. We'll see. Warning, cats. Oh, actually I know what it says. I can't check because I have no time. Because if I stop for too long, we will soon be surrounded by flies again. That's pretty. We actually ran for about 1/4 mile to try to leave our current grouping of flies, and then hopefully that'll give Jack a little reprieve. It looks like it worked. He's only got like 3 flies on him now instead of literally 70 there was in that last shot. Jeez. As usual, the cows say good morning. These fields are really pretty. Is that good content? I don't think so. This is more like it. In the sun, everything looks more friendly and inviting and happy. Bridges of yesteryear. I made a wrong turn. Now I get to backtrack. About 1.5 miles. Gorgeous. Come on, look at that. This is now a YouTube channel where I document all the unique type of fences I've found. I've never seen this exact style before. Today's forecast called for no rain at all. I'm always tempted to exaggerate and say the moment we got to the shelter, it stopped raining. Truth is, it got a lot lighter within the last ½ kilometer. And then right now, there's only, if you walked outside right now and stood out there for a minute, you might get hit by 20 or 30 drops. So it's very light. So the timing is bad. Or at least ironic, maybe. That was probably the last thing I expected to happen. Well, that's a long list of things I don't expect to happen, but that one was far down on the list of things I do expect to happen. Anyway, I knew that lady. When I first started walking across the US, there was a group that someone sent me of people who walked across the US, which I didn't really know was a thing at the time. So I would join the group and I saw that lady. She did it with her husband and they were just finishing up when I started. I got a message from her yesterday. I recognized the name. She said she was in Sweden. She was going to be passing by where I was and wanted to stop and say hi. But still really cool to chat with someone who's done it too. We just left a very, very small locality, that's the correct term, called Bolman, and we're leaving, it's right there. Not big enough to have a grocery store or a restaurant or anything like that. It does have a campground here right on the lake, which is really nice. I've heard that this lake is a source of drinking water for kind of a lot of southern Sweden. Now we're going to take this bike trail. I think it'll take us a couple miles actually until we have to reconnect with the road somewhere. Look at how straight that path is. Just keeps on going. I wonder, oh, I bet you anything this is an old train track. They have a very distinctive way they carve across the landscape that you can see on satellite views of the planet. The turns have to be extremely wide. Alright, tell me that isn't incredibly idyllic. The red barn, the moss-covered roof right over there, and then this is their little porch area right on the shore. They've got a boat right there, sandy or green walkway, tiny little beach there, water reflecting off onto the boat. That is unbelievably pretty. Jack seems to feel at home. All right, I'll stop soon, but that's a little soccer goal. Can you imagine just like playing soccer? You come down from your beautiful red house in the Swedish countryside, you play some soccer, and that's your view as you're playing soccer? This is just ridiculous. That is so perfect. This is like childhood dreams are made of this. I have no words. And to cap it all off, I think that thing right there might be some sort of zipline apparatus where you ride on the tires. It's only 6. It's just not late enough, but apparently there's a wind shelter right on the lake. I mean, so the scene is just so nice that I'm tempted to call it really early. The site is really nice. It's even got like a little area out here, but it is occupied. There's a host of Germans that have been here for 2 days. Really friendly, of course. Everybody is, but you've got the area pretty well taken over. So I was like, okay, site's occupied, we'll keep going, especially since we haven't gone very far. I'm really considering going back. I'd finally have company. They're from Germany, so maybe I'll go by their houses when I'm down there later. They were making food, they offered me a drink, so I could probably swing an invitation for dinner. Not that that's my goal, but I don't know, it's just friendly camaraderie around a fire. Oh, tempted. Decided to pull the trigger. They're all very inebriated, and 3 of the 7 are named Sergey. They're real friendly though. Close call. I almost literally clotheslined myself, which is where you like hit a clothesline, and this one was literally on a clothesline, because technically you can clothesline yourself on any hard surface. Anyway, I ramble so much. Our co-hosts, that's not the right term, our co-campsite people tonight have actually kind of been hosts. They fed us dinner, they played with the dog, they told me about Germany and Russia and what it's like to take these vacations away from their families. It's a boys thing they do once a year. They all come out for a week, either to Norway or Sweden, and go fishing and hang out and drink and be boys, I suppose. One sec.